We are in Phoenix, Arizona with Keith Gilbert from Health Markets. He helps with small business, families, individuals um, regarding healthcare, Medicare, life insurance, and more. So tell us a little bit more about yourself, Keith.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here and thank God for the opportunity to be in front of you today. I focus on small businesses, families, and individuals like you mentioned. My real focus is with life insurance, Medicare, and healthcare. I dive deeper in those on personal interviews. My services are free. I've been in the industry now for since 2017. And now I'm actually looking to broaden my horizons and help more small businesses, sizes from 2 to 25 employees, and families and individuals that are looking for another option, a resource that's dedicated, that's God-fearing, that's going to give them the information and do right by them. And so I look forward to helping small businesses, families, and individuals with their options for, once again, life insurance, Medicare, and healthcare. And so I'm here today to kind of talk to you a little bit about that.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about what you do. You said your services are free.
Yes. My services to the individuals and families that are out there is free. My consultations are free. What I do is I get paid by the insurance companies for helping people select the right fit for their needs and their budget. And so I've been doing this, like I said, since 2017. My focus is to go out and research the diverse, broad spectrum of companies that I offer. There's other options that are available out there, but people like working with me because I give them that personal care that they need.
Let's talk about your healthcare options that you offer. Tell me more about that.
Yes, so with healthcare, the options that I offer are through the Affordable Care Act, depending on what state you are in. Some states have their own options as well. I also offer short-term options through a few companies, insurance companies that I work with that I'm a broker for, like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, or a 3-year period. But those are the two main options. So consider private insurance or healthcare that's controlled and regulated through the Affordable Care Act. So it depends on the needs of the person, the business, and I also do small groups as well.
Okay. Regarding healthcare, when can people enroll?
Great question. People can enroll in healthcare at different times of the year. There's special occasions, like if you just moved, you can enroll in a new plan because you just moved from one state to another. If you lost coverage from your employer is another reason why you can enroll into a healthcare plan. Another reason is if you had Medicaid and now you don't qualify for the state Medicaid anymore, you can enroll in a plan. And then typically there's an open enrollment season that's typically in the fall for most people.
Okay. So with healthcare coverage, there's still out-of-pocket costs.
Yes, definitely. And with those out-of-pocket costs, there's co-insurances, deductibles,
Right.
co-payments. People have those exposures and gaps in between policies. So it really depends on the plan you pick. That's why I work to focus and help people get the plans that fit their needs, that's going to fit their budget to make sure that it's affordable for them. But a lot of people don't know that there's other options that are available to them to help protect those exposures that they might come across. Like some people might have a high deductible of $10,000 and something happens, they got to meet that deductible. Where are you going to get the cash from? I offer cash benefit plans and indemnity plans to help people fill those voids.
Okay. Now, some people have life insurance through their employers. Would you say that's enough?
Typically, it's enough depending on the need of the person. Life insurance with your employer is usually 1 or 2 times your salary. So let's say if you're making $80,000 a year, they might give you an $80,000 life insurance. But let's say you have a mortgage on a house that's $500,000, $80,000 is not going to cover to keep your family in at home. So typically it's not enough. On average, most people need about at least 10 times their salary or their income of life insurance to make sure their family is protected properly.
Wow. What type of life insurance do you offer?
With my company, we offer term insurance, whole life insurance, and index universal life insurance. And there are 3 different types of insurances as well. I can break that down into more detail later on if you like.
Okay. Is there a certain age group that should be, or that you're targeting for life insurance, or should be thinking about life
I
insurance?
say everyone should be thinking about life insurance. A lot of people don't like to think about death, and it's okay. That's normal. Nobody wants to die, right? But you have to plan for the inevitable. We're all going to die. It's just a matter of time, a matter of when, how. Nobody knows but God, right? So what I tell people is have a plan. Get something is better than nothing. Like some people do have a little bit of coverage from work, but typically it's not enough. Some people have nothing at all and they leave their family and they burden them family if they were to pass away, heaven forbid, and tomorrow they're gone. And then we got to do a car wash or come up with a GoFundMe page just to get income to protect their last wishes, to pay off their bills, to give them a good burial or a going away party. I tell people get something that you can afford now, from 18 all the way up to age 85. There's plans that you qualify and you're guaranteed no matter what your illness is. If you're sick with chronic illness or you've been denied before, we can find you a plan that's going to fit your needs in your budget.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about whole life.
Well, whole life, a lot of people are getting into that now because they're looking for something that's a little bit more guaranteed. Unlike term insurance, which is more of a period of time, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, it runs out or you have to get renewed or you have to reapply. With whole life, you qualify for it. It is underwritten, so you do have to go through some questions. In some cases, there may be, some physical exams and some blood drawn, but typically a couple of questions, 5 minutes, and you can qualify and start the next day. What whole life gives you is the benefit of a death benefit if something was to happen, heaven forbid, to you. But it also gives you cash value that grows through your payments, and also if it's a built-in policy with other riders that'll give you cash that you can take loans against later on out of that policy as it grows cash value for you. But at the end of the day, it's with you until the day you die. So let's say you make it to 100, 105. That whole life policy never ends as long as you make your premium payments.
So that's different than term life insurance.
Definitely. Once again, term life is like it says, it's for a term. It's for a period of time. That life insurance is only available for, and it is underwritten in some cases, but most people qualify. There's some guaranteed term life that's out there, but 10, 15, 20, 30 years is the term of that. Typically, people get that to cover as an extra on top of insurance that they may have already. Some people get it because that's all they can afford because it's the most affordable type of insurance. The other reason is people have mortgages and there's mortgage insurance. Some people don't know that mortgage insurance is term because it's for the term of the mortgage. So let's say you have a 20-year mortgage, you would be advised and behooved. In some states, it's mandatory that you have a term or mortgage insurance to protect your income if you cannot make that payment on your mortgage. So heaven forbid you were to pass away and something happens to you, you can actually have that term policy help keep your family in your home because that'll help pay your mortgage.
Wow. That sounds like a lot of choices and a lot of information to get through. So
Yeah.
part of what you do is you consult by helping people figure all of that out. going
Yes.
Through that.
Yeah. Once again, the broker for the people. My services are free for small businesses, families, individuals. So people think they know, or they might have got led the wrong way, or they just not thinking at all, and they hopefully nothing ever happens to them. But you need health care. You need to make sure that you're prepared for health care and life insurance as well. And then Medicare is the other thing that my company focuses on as well. And so I can elaborate a little bit on that. With Medicare, you have to qualify for that. Most people don't know with Medicare, you typically, if you look at your pay stub, you see Medicare tax, your state tax, your federal tax, Social Security tax. Medicare and Social Security, they kind of work hand in hand. And the only way you can qualify before the age of 65 is if you had end-stage renal disease or you had a disability that basically you needed help from your Social Security benefits and it kicked in prior to 65. You could probably then, after a couple of years, qualify for Medicare. But typically it's for those who've worked over 10 years in this country and were taxed that Medicare came out your tax. And so that 10-year period qualifies you to get qualified for Medicare to start. There's 4 parts of Medicare. There's Part A, there's Part B, there's Part C, there's Part D. And we can go over that later and a little bit more one-on-one focus on the Medicare. But typically, most people don't know a lot about Medicare. They think they know. And there's a lot of options, a lot of assurances. But I customize plans to help people with their Medicare needs for their family, for themselves, and even businesses where the employer was paying for it. And now that person turns 65, how do they come off of their plan and on to Medicare? There's a transition period there. And a lot of people are not educated enough to try to figure it out on their own. And so that's why I'm here, the broker for the people.
That's awesome. So you mentioned there's different rules in different states. By the way, what states are you licensed in?
Yeah, so I'm licensed in Arizona, Texas, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, New York, Michigan, and Ohio. And then just recently, Nevada as well. And I'm looking to gain some other states here moving forward when the opportunity presents itself. And so I look for families and businesses in all those states to see what I can do and what I can offer to help them to try to improve their position or their situation that they may be in. You don't know this, but I find out that a lot of people are afraid, or they don't trust. They don't know who to trust. But being a God-fearing man, I'm going to give you the honest to God truth. I'll tell you right now, if I can't improve your position, I'm not going to force your hand or change your plan to try to make money off you. I'm going to tell you, you're in a good spot. You should stay and don't let nobody change you, because that's the truth. And that's what I'm here to do, is give people honest service.
Okay. Tell us about how someone can go about getting a hold of you.
Sure. There's a lot of ways to get a hold of me. I'm on social media, but the easiest way is to give me a call at 480-799-1748. That's 480-799-1748. You can always email me as well, and that's kgilbert@healthmarketswithans.com. kgilbert@healthmarketswithans.com. And then I have a website that you can go to, which is healthmarkets.com/kgilbert. So once again, that's healthmarkets.com/kgilbert, and you can ask and request an appointment. And once again, my services are free. My appointments and booking an appointment with me is free. If you're looking for options or resources or someone who's going to be there, not just fly by night, take your application and take off with it. I'm going to be there to service you. I'm going to handhold and walk you through the process. But I'm going to be there on your 30, your 60, your 90 days, 6 months, a year later, to be there to benefit you. I am the broker for the people, and I really care for small businesses and also any options that you might be looking for. So thank you for your time today. I really appreciate you. Have a great day. God bless you.